Hi, my name is Ariel from the Children of Karma, and today I'd like to discuss Mercury and Saturn aspects. Mercury is a very thorough mind, a business-minded person. Sometimes they can be stubborn, evasive, even have depression, and just be very narrow-minded. And it has difficulties with learning. Perhaps you have a stuttering problem or dyslexia, or just difficulties in the learning process, especially with the aspects of the opposition, the square, the conjunction. It can be hard to learn something. It will be very difficult, but once you do learn it, you don't forget it. At the same time, Mercury and Saturn, they do blend well together, their energies, because Mercury is about logical, rational thinking, and Saturn is very diplomatic. I've dealt with this sort of energy before because I've been surrounded by dominant energies, and I'm more of a sensitive, softer. I like to think before I say something, because if I don't, it just ends up being, very aggressive. So I usually have to take some time to really sweeten what I have to say. And this could take some time, and some people really don't have patience for this. And on one hand, I get it, but you do have something of value to say. You are important, and people are just not giving you a chance to show that. And it can be difficult because when you're shut down so many times, you may just give up altogether, and feel that you have no worth, you have no value. What you think is not to be trusted even by yourself. You can't even trust your own thoughts. And something like that can happen with this aspect too. It's that you can't trust your instincts. That inner intuitive voice, you can't really trust it. You have to kind of experience things for yourself. And through those experiences, then you can build a framework for these bigger questions, like what is the meaning of life, and what am I doing here? You may even have people telling you what to think, controlling your thoughts, controlling the way that you speak. My mother always does this, anything aggressive, she doesn't want to hear it. It's not from me, but when she wants to be aggressive, she wants to be heard. So that's the difficult part. It's people want to be heard, but they don't want to listen to you. So this is when we go in and we rely on self, and we just learn for ourselves through our own experiences, through our own self-education. And it's easier now. We can educate ourselves. We have the ability to do a lot of research just through our phones. So you can educate yourself. And Mercury Saturn person is, they're more invigorated to learn in general, but to even work on this speech difficulty that they may have, they're more willing to work on these things, and they will get the benefits in the long term when they do, more so than someone who has, for example, the Mercury Saturn trine, who thinks that this is just a gift that they have, that it's easy for them to just speak and then they can control the room. Someone like this is not really going to focus on improving their skills. They're just going to they're perfect as is, right? And usually we run into trouble when we think like that. So a Mercury Saturn person is actually going to be thinking more long term and about expanding their knowledge. So, they're more trusted in the end. Some of the difficulties with this aspect can be manipulation, lying, a limited self-understanding, and a fear around competent minds. It can make you feel less than, and that if you speak, maybe you'll make yourself look like a fool. And if you think about it, Mercury rules 2 houses in our charts. So if you look at the Virgo house and the Gemini house, then you'll start to see what parts of your life are recruited into this aspect. and where these difficulties will show themselves. An important thing to remember is that most people will form their opinion based on the opinions of others. You know, if we're going through social media and we're scrolling and we're reading the comments section, you know, usually we'll form our opinion based on what we're reading. And this aspect challenges you to think creatively and to form that opinion for yourself and to base your opinion based on that unique experience and what it offers, instead of what you've experienced in the past, any sort of emotional judgments you might have had about this thing in the past. This aspect challenges you to really experience it in the moment and gather a logical, practical understanding of what you experience. Thank you guys for joining me for this video, and I'd love to see you at thechildrenofkarma.com. We can find out your ancestral patterns and the better ways to work with them. We have other astrological chart services, like following the North Node, for example, for career and purpose, and synastry, Natal, and I'd love to see you there. Don't forget to like the video. Bye.